Start the stream. And let's make sure we're good. It looks to be good. Does it sound good? It does indeed. So hello people of the internet. It is I, Soulrack Dragon here, back with more Fate Grand Order, where today we will be continuing more of Lostbelt 6, Avalon Lefay. Didn't stream yesterday just because I wasn't feeling too good, but we're back today, so we will continue streaming today. Before that, though, something else I forgot to do. In the last FGO stream was I said I would be unlocking these character dresses as I went, so we will go ahead and continue to do that. With Ushis. Ushi Wakamarus. I do like that character dress. I like it.
自分では似合っているのか似合っていないのかわからないのですが、メイブに尋ねてみましたが、そんなこともわかんないの。
That sounds like Maeve.
と舌打ちされましたし、似合っているならとても嬉しいです。いえ、違いますね。主殿に似合っているとおっしゃっていただけるなら、似合っているような今井が関係ありません。
approach it. Alright. In addition to that, it did also occur to me, don't know why it took so long, we have increased chance of super and great success for leveling up servants, so I should probably be making use of that with Melt, who is sitting at a very, very, very high level. So what we're gonna do here is we're going to filter out all the foes for the time being, and I'm just gonna start claiming some of these things before they start expiring, and we'll see what we can get my Melt to. Okay, I don't know how much more space we got. I should probably go one at a time just because... Oh, there we go. Enhancement. And let's get down to business and start boosting Melt. Super success. Maybe I should focus only on the 5-star embers, though, and leave the 4-star embers for the other servants and the like. That might be a way to approach this situation. It would probably be the smart way to approach this, honestly. Probably would be the smart way to approach this, but we'll complete the inventory that we got, and then we'll do that. We'll do what we got, and then we'll be smart. Yeah, that sounds like a me, the me way of doing things. We finish what we're doing, and then we be smart. I do have plenty of 5-star embers too, so ooh, a great suck. Let's see if those were the 5-star embers. Whoo boy. We will at least hit 105 here soon, it looks like. Which will be good. And this should be 105. Yep. It's not much of a boost, but big number go bigger is always nice. Great suck. Yeah, I think I will go by what is, there we go. In fact, because of that, let's get back to this and filter out everything that's not 5-star. Because we got a lot of, we have a lot of 5 stars, essences. I forgot we had the 955. So yeah, I don't think that we're gonna have too much issues here. Yeah, I don't think that there's going to be much issue in getting Melt a fair bit of the way here, especially if we can start getting some great sucks here, game. Maybe, please, for me. What I think I'll do is, in addition to letting my words come to my brain space, in addition to unlocking a costume dress, I think I will also do a Grail rank for Melt here. Good gracious, can I please get a super or great? There we go, finally a great. And it's pretty much it. One more Ember, and there we go. Melt is now officially level 106. It's not big, it's about, it's a little over 100 points boost. Okay, yeah, that's good. But yeah, we will continue to boost her up later. Because, without further ado, let's get back to more Lostbelt 6. And once again, if you're watching this on YouTube, please be sure to give me some feedback in the form of a like or a sub if you do enjoy. But this is Section 4, Gloucester. I think that's how it's pronounced. I honestly don't know. Unknown enemy typing. We will go ahead and go with the standard team setup I've been using since I'm trying to restrict myself to just the round table or other servants that are in this Lostbelt I have leveled up. Which we did see Redra Bit here, who has saved us and is very obviously Red Rabbit, but I don't think I've got him leveled up. I see, so Tristan stayed behind. He was a great knight. I don't know much about fighting, but even I can see that. So if that's what he chose, it must have been right. What do you want to do, Sol? Do you want to go back to the ranch? There's probably not anything left of him by now, but you could at least mourn him. The whole ranch is in ruins now, and the Tom Lynn's already left. It should be safe to go back if you want. We need to find Mash. I agree. Tristan didn't sacrifice himself so we could go backward. He did what he did to give us a chance to move forward. Like we always report back to him after we found Mash. I see. Forget I said anything then. Anyway, I really showed up just in the nick of time, didn't I? That's one of the many benefits of my royal charm. I get to ride on a white horse to save the day. Now I'm really glad I pleaded with Aurora to let me borrow this carriage. The only issue is... There's something problem with the color of my coat. Well, I guess it kind of looks whitish in the right light, if you squint. Anyway, that's all I have to say about that. Thanks for cheering us up, Oberon. So you're feeling better now? Great. Then here's another piece of good news. The Sea of Gloucester up north is about a day's journey from here. They hold auctions for rare and valuable goods every day there. And word has it that one of their hottest new items is a fairy with an unusual iron weapon. Apparently some peddlers found them near the Nameless Woods, and they plan on putting them up for auction as soon as tomorrow. A fairy with an iron weapon near the Nameless Woods? That's gotta be Mash, I'm sure of it. Yeah, we gotta get there right away. I don't care about who took her there. I rushed back to Salisbury as soon as I found out, but when I heard you'd already left, I got a bad feeling in the pit of my stomach. So I asked Aurora for a favor on the condition I'd owe her one in return, and got to the ranch as fast as the carriage would take me. I see, that's how you managed to get something so valuable. That was quite some very quick thinking. Thanks, well, I'd prefer to rest up in the autumn forest, if we could. Time is money and all that. I assume it's so long to Salisbury and off to Gloucester? To Gloucester! Excuse me, could I say something first? What is it, horsey? We're just having a moment here, you know. I know, but I'm a proud Fae horse, the most rambunctious and chivalrous stallion in all of Britain. So as a matter of principle, I can only entrust my back to those I've recognized as my master. I was willing to come this far on Lady Aurora's orders, but if you insist on going to Gloucester, well, I trust you see what I'm getting at. Carrots. A battle! Makes sense. Oh, Castoria, you naive little girl. Young girl. Fae horse, Redra, bit. This may actually be tough. I don't have advantage here. Hey, Velvet, welcome to the stream. Happy things. Okay. That. And a little bit of that. And then do that. Slowly make my way through destroying myself. Very slowly. This is a long one. Look, I spent 2 hours on section 3. But good gracious, that's a monster. Lucky Faerie. Not doing too well today? Oh no. May I ask what's going on, if you don't mind telling me? Bye, Castoria. Redrabit is a danger. Gotcha. I've had those days myself. Those kinds of days where you just don't want to get out of bed, you know? Well, this is something. This is something unexpected. Was not expecting surprise enemy incursion. Boop, boop, boop. Excuse me. Stop confusing poor Proto. I don't even know what that does off the top of my head. Skill seal. Ouch. That could be bad. Proto? Please just delete. I really need to get more servants that are eligible to be used here. Since I'm doing a self-proclaimed challenge of only using servants that are of the round table or that I quote-unquote unlocked in this Lostbelt. And the only other round table servants I have are Mo and Surfer Mo at that, and Squirtoria. Not really the most what's the word I'm looking for here? Thematically appropriate servants, I think. I don't have Vinci. Down, Athletic. Ooh, thank goodness I did not just get stunned. If I got stunned there, I would not be too pleased. So that. And then do that. And then do that. So this should hopefully take the Lancer out. Good. Do another NP. Thank you, debuff immune. Just keep doing this. Da Vinci solo. Unfinished horse. Nice. Nice take there, Vinci. There we go. That was probably tougher than it needed to be. If only I had my Mashu with me. If only. She's been kidnapped. Well, she's about to be sold. Contract finalized. I'm amazed you took my secret technique in stride like that. You must be a fearsome warrior who overcame all sorts of harrowing ordeals. Very well, from here on my legs are yours to command. As long as your path isn't unsavory, I'll take you wherever you wish to go. If this Fae horse is the best she had to offer, maybe Aurora isn't as well liked as we thought. This one's pretty impressive. Anyway, I trust there's nothing left to say. Yes, then please, let's get to Gloucester. Oh, and don't forget to drive safely. I can handle a few bumps, but Sol, Artoria, and Da Vinci are all very tired. Not to worry, I can assure you I've never broken a speed limit in my life. There's speed limit in the countryside of Faerie Britain? That's weird. By the way, Oberon, what's with that outfit? I kinda liked your old cloak. Oh, this is what I wear whenever I'm gathering information. The Queen's soldiers don't always take too kindly to people asking questions about the state of Faerie Britain. So I try to avoid standing out by dressing in drab traveling clothes. That's drab to you, Oberon? I see, I'm impressed, Oberon. I'd never consider an outfit like that drab. Oh, I didn't know you were interested in fashion, Artoria. Does that mean you prefer outfits like Da Vinci's, then? No, I wouldn't say that. I mean, someone like me dressing like her, that'd be laughable. True enough, you're definitely not ready yet. Aww. Okay, that's enough Artoria teasing for now. Sol, Da Vinci, would you mind telling me how much you learned about Faerie Britain when I was away? Exposition dump! And that's it. The regularly occurring calamities, the Moors, the fairies who imitate human societies. Oh, Ibuki is a pain. Like, I'm pretty sure I bit the bullet and just used quartz to beat her down. Ibuki was, honest to goodness, one of the toughest fights that has been in FGO in a while. One of the toughest. The Salisbury Rebel Army, the Round Table Army of Londinium, and the Three Tamlin. I'm impressed. If you already know that much, then I only have one thing left to tell you. Oh. High Queen Morgan's objective. As you now know, she's been inscribing command spells into fairies, leading magical energy from them as an existence tax and ending the lives of any fairies who aren't able to pay up. Well, it turns out she hasn't been running such an oppressive regime for the last 2,000 years just to maintain her rule over Britain. Her real objective in this is to attack proper human history and transform it into a land of fairies. She wants to expand Faerie Britain to encompass the whole planet, overwrite proper human history entirely, and turn the entire Earth into one giant British Isle. I know it's hard to believe, but it's true. It's why High Queen Morgan continues tormenting the fairies even to this day. As you can see, we need to defeat her for humanity and fairy kind alike. Weird goal, though, I must say. Why would she want to... Oh. Finally gonna get our first glimpse of her? Kneel. Present. Worship. Submit. Bow your heads, leaders of the 6 clans. Bow your heads, 30 ambassadors, 100 officials. You are in the presence of High Queen Morgan, the ruler who expands our boundaries, upon whose shoulders all of Britain rests. Hear her words and obey. The same faces yet again, how terribly dull. I offer you neither absolution nor salvation. Remember always that all of Britain, down to the smallest pebble, is mine. Without my protection, the land of the Fae would not see the next sunrise. Yes, your majesty, we are your ever humble servants. All of our time is yours. Our loyalty to you will never waver. Very well, you jesters may stand against the wall. I will now allow each of the clan heads to speak. What have you to say? Thank you for your generosity, your majesty. Please allow me the honor of going first. The council recognizes Lord Spriggan, head of the Earth Clan and Lord of Norwich. Thank you, Secretary. According to our observations, Norwich's calamity pool shall reach critical mass in approximately 10 days' time. I'd like to take this time to say that if there were any lords present with property still in Norwich, please come speak to me after this meeting. I can assure you that even if the moors engulf all of Norwich, our bell tower will remain safe with an impenetrable fortress made with anti-Moors iron. If you wish to store your valuables there for safekeeping, I'm sure we can come to an arrangement. Sounds to me as if you don't care if your entire city disappears, as long as your money stays safe. The council recognizes Lord Woodwoes, head of the Fang clan and Lord of Oxford. I still cannot say Woodwoes. Like, that just does not sound right. It sounds like a child trying to say Woodrose. Woodwoes. It's Woodwoes. It just sounds so weird. My request remains the same as ever, your majesty. I urge you to take this opportunity to expand your army. The Moors continue to grow in number every year, and these round-table army upstarts need to be dealt with. So I must ask that you increase your human shipments and assign more humans to the barracks. Oh, does that mean the Fang clan alone is no longer up to the task? I suppose not even the fairy once known as the Sword of Britain, the great Lord Woodwoes himself, can defeat the specter of advancing age. Silence, you infant. How dare you speak to me like that? If we weren't in Her Majesty's presence, I'd crush your head in my jaws for such insolence. Now, Woodwoes, you should know better than that. Remember, every fairy in Britain looks up to you. The Lord of Oxford and owner of the restaurant most responsible for our food supply should conduct himself like a gentleman, right? Right, I know that, Aurora. I do. I'm not the raging frontline fighter I once was. I'm the calm, rational leader of my clan. What a joke. If this is to be no more than the usual sniping at each other, would you mind if I excuse myself, your majesty? We're putting up a very rare item for auction today, and we have a lot of work to do getting things ready. The council recognizes Lady Murian, head of the Wing clan and Lord of Gloucester. I already said my piece. Neither this calamity pool nor the anti-Moors countermeasures have anything to do with Gloucester. So if all you twisted fairies want to do is argue with each other, by all means do so. Without me. Then again, Norwich has sent us a good product lately, so I suppose we can offer our aid, if only a little. Do give my regards to Count Pepperon, Spriggan. Let him know that if he decides to move to Gloucester, he'll always have a place here. Lady Knock Na Riob, head of the King clan and ruler of Edinburgh, absent. Lady Ainsel, head of the Mirror clan and guardian of the Lake District, absent. At this time, and with High Queen Morgan's permission, the council would like to welcome the Tamlin from New Darling. Well. Who the hell do you think you are? You think a damn secretary has any right to say my name? Come on, Mother. When are you going to stop letting these stupid secretaries run these shows already? Can't you pick someone less hideous? What about a human with their limbs sewn to the wall? Or one who's been put to the guillotine? Okay, we got a sadistic one here. I swear, Mother, you're way too soft on fairies and humans alike these days. Maybe you need more excitement. Okay. Why so quiet all of a sudden? Isn't it your job to kick up a fuss when something unusual happens? If you can't even do that, you don't deserve to live. Would you all rather die to my string instead? Oh, if it isn't Tamlin Tristan, how good of you to grace us with your presence. You are a knight among knights who defends all of Britain, and above all, you are the High Queen's beloved daughter. Okay. So, Mordred has a sister. And this sister is very sadistic, it seems. I really, really hope that these Tamlin get more character development, because I cannot see what the big fuss with rolling them all for is right now. The only one in all of Britain who will carry on Her Majesty's magecraft. There you go, that's it. I knew you could do it if you tried. But I still think it lacked a little something. I've got it, patheticness. Which is why you three are going to show the others how it's done. My feet, my ankles are gone! Go on, jump. Let's see you hop around on those little stumps. Alright, you're not supposed to spill blood here. You three are getting it everywhere. Oh, so rude. You've gotten enough blood on the throne room floor. Just throw yourselves out the window into the pit now. My butt can't control. No, please, stop. There's no coming back from the pit. Somebody, please, stop that girl before she... Shh, nothing but pits. Well, Mother, what do you think? Makes the meeting so much more fun, right? What were you doing? That was Camelot's own Minister of Justice you just threw out the window. You bloodthirsty fiend. Know your place, Tristan. You think that because the High Queen took in a low-class fairy like you as your own daughter, you can... Silence, Woodwoes. This is a family matter. See, Her Majesty loves it. Time for you to learn your place. Sucks to be you, you overgrown cur. Why don't you just retire already? We're way stronger than you ever were. What did you say to me, girl? Stop, Woodwoes. Don't let her drag you into her games. You're the head of the Fang clan now. You can't let your temper ruin our reputation. Oh, great. Lady Gawain the Hardhouse. A little more dullness rolled out this board meeting. You're lucky she showed up when she did, old-timer. Just wait, I'll take your feet next time. Give us your report, Gawain. What transpired at the ranch in the south? Yes, High Queen. Some rebels calling themselves the Round Table Army managed to take control of the ranch. The guards you entrusted with the staff were captured and all the humans attempted an escape. Upon learning of this, I took it upon myself to go and contain the situation without waiting for your orders. While I succeeded at wiping out the rebels, I'm afraid I also destroyed the facility and allowed 3 interlopers to escape. I'm also having the escaped humans transported here for re-education as we speak. High Queen, I'm prepared to accept whatever punishment you deem fit for me. What is your rule, High Queen? It's alright, in light of your accomplishments at Sheffield, I will overlook your failure today. Lift your head, Gawain. I plan to demolish that ranch in any case. While you did take it a bit far, you have ultimately saved me the time of mobilizing the Earth Clan. Now is there anything else you have to tell me? Yes, Your Majesty. One of the interlopers was a human you told us about before. It was the master from proper human history. The master of proper human history? Then Barrelgut was right! There is no more. Oh, there is more. One of the fairies accompanying the human appeared to be from Faerie Britain. From what I could tell, she seemed to be about 16 in human years. She used the same kind of magecraft as you. She what? What are you saying, Gawain? You don't think that fairy is a child of prophecy, do you? The child of prophecy is no more than one of Ainsl's delusions. High Queen Morgan is Britain's one and only ruler. How could you believe such nonsense like a common peasant? You are a servant of the High Queen. You should be ashamed. Oh, quit yapping, you goddamn mutt. Now, Lady Tristan, you can't blame Lord Woodwoes for being upset. The child of prophecy is also connected to the Tin Tangle incident, after all. You know the coastal village that was harboring her. Well, Lord Woodwoes, there is the one that raised that village to the ground, though it seems the child herself escaped him. Apparently, there was a girl about 16 with long golden hair who managed to break through the blockade of the Fang clan fairies surrounding the village. The soldiers who witnessed it said she fought like a raging storm. They all called her the girl who uses magecraft with the Queen's second coming and High Queen Morgan's daughter. Uh-oh. Don't you dodge my spell, Capless. That was meant to kill you. Mother's only daughter, got it? I couldn't care less about this child of prophecy, but you'd better not spread rumors like that any further. These aren't my opinions, Lady Tristan. The Fang clan are the ones spreading these rumors. Still think about it, fine upper-class fairies of Camelot. The Moors continue to increase in number. Calamity is about to befall Norwich. There is Riab in the north, Lindenium in the south, and the recent rebellion in Sheffield. And now we have the invader from an outside world that Lord Barrelgut warned us about. I don't believe Ainsl's prophecy any more than you do, but you can't deny the pieces are all falling into place. The child of prophecy is real. Or at least the common fairies who know nothing of politics believe she is, which is enough. This is no time for our clans to be fighting amongst ourselves. Let's put our people's minds at ease. So I suggest we work together to do something about it, starting with the Calamity Pool at Norwich. What say you? You have a point. Whether this child of prophecy is real or not, we must do something about Norwich's Calamity Pool. High Queen Morgan, would you be willing to send your army to Norwich to quell this disaster? I believe Lord Boggart, ruler of Sheffield, made a similar request. I understand how you feel, Aurora, but we can't send out Camelot soldiers. While I'm certain Her Majesty's troops would make short work of the calamity, sending them out would also leave Kimwa vulnerable. Riab is constantly on the lookout for any weakness she can exploit. We can't leave the castle unguarded. I agree. The way things are going now, it's going to be the War of Spring and the War of Summer all over again. The only next war will be fought between Her Majesty and Riab's, the self-proclaimed queen. You do have the upper hand over her forces, but only just. The Wars of Spring and Summer. You speak of the fairy era before the North and South fairies, yes? Indeed, the Northern fairies have been claiming dominion over Britain for thousands of years. I thought they had settled down and agreed to submit to High Queen Morgan's rule, but it seems they're still up to their old tricks. Ah, how deplorable. Why can't they simply pledge their loyalty to our High Queen like we've done? Given the circumstances, I suppose this truly isn't the time to worry about Norwich. Though it pains me to say this as their lord, I'm afraid I have no choice but to let my residents die, and... worry not, I will use the Watermere on Norwich. The Watermere? It will destroy the calamity along with most of Norwich, but the bell tower will remain intact. As long as the castle remains, it will fall to you to rebuild, Spriggan. It's time for you to demonstrate once again the skills that enabled you to take Norwich from its previous lord. If that is your will, High Queen. Now, how much can I expect in the way of financial aid? I will give you 1/3 of the flotsam wasting away in the Western Treasury. It is foreign detritus that has drifted here from proper human history, but you could ask for no greater reward, could you? Oh, that sounds wonderful, Your Majesty. Thank you. Thank you! What about the residents of Norwich? None will survive this. Isn't there anything you can do to make them evacuate, Spriggan? Oh, I've been urging them to evacuate for some time now, but they all refuse to leave. They're either too attached to the land, or they love their jobs, or they don't think the threat is real, or they think the child of prophecy will save them, or some combination thereof. As great as my clan can be, I'll be the first to admit that they can also be a bunch of hard-headed fools. Having said that, would you propose they go? Salisbury, the Wind Clan's city. You know just as well as I do how poorly the Earth and Wind Clans get along. It's not a problem which the High Queen herself has been able to solve. It's rare that things like this wrap up a nice little bow, so I'm afraid Norwich is a lost cause. Barrel. Well, I don't think I'm bound to my place. We'd be happy to take in any poor refugees looking for a new home. That's just the kind of place New Darlington is. Ain't that right, Lady Spinell? Right you are, Red Barrel. I didn't know you were listening in on this boring old meeting. Now, my fair lady, don't be like that. There's nothing boring about it. These clans have agreed to put aside their many differences and focus on what's best for the Britain's future, you know. You won't find a more entertaining show anywhere in the country. Not that you'll find any other show in this country either, but still. I've changed my mind. Lady Aurora, let's arrange a time to discuss the particulars of evacuating Norwich's residents to Salisbury once this meeting is concluded. Whatever our differences, I'll gladly take over the subjecting my fellow fairies to the National Slaughterhouse Theatre. These problems concerning Faerie Britain, and we fairies should be the ones to resolve them. Oxford will gladly take in refugees as well. While I can't stand how many rules the Earth Clan's smithing breaks, that doesn't mean I'm about to send them to needless bloody death. Gloucester's neutral stance remains the same as always. Our doors are always open to both refugees and to fairies who are tired of being beholden to their clan's customs. What now, you guys are all buddy-buddy? I guess you must really hate me, huh? Man, that makes me real sad. You'd think High Queen Morgan's first ever boyfriend and future King of Britain would get a little more respect. Okay, Yeah, Beryl, hurry up and marry Mother already. The most powerful fairy in all of Britain marrying a human. Freaking hilarious. And then you'll marry me next, right? Isn't that what you humans do? Marry as many people as you like? Of course, Lady Spinell, but let's not rush things. Okay, somebody has... Okay. No matter how much you may care for someone, the moment they belong to someone else, the lot of the shine tends to come off. There's no guarantee the same won't happen to you. Once you see me as Her Majesty's husband, you might wonder what you ever saw in me at all. So we don't want to make any hasty decisions when it comes to marriage, and who knows, maybe the partner of your dreams is even closer than you think. You don't have to worry about that, there's no one else for me but you. Very well, I understand your concerns. My course of action remains unchanged from my public declaration. At the end of the year 2019, of the era of the High Queen Faerie Britain, the land of the Fae shall rule this very planet. The walls of light that surround the British Isle will disappear, and our world shall overwrite the wicked world that lurks outside. Once it does, you shall all be free of the calamities, and a new age shall begin. I shall build a new land of fairies, and your clan shall die to serve as its foundation. Yes, High Queen, your will is our command. Then here's my decision. Nothing need be done about the calamity pool in Norwich, so you'll not advise its residents to evacuate. Regarding the child of prophecy, I will consider the threat she may pose to my rule. Furthermore, once the invaders from proper human history Beryl Gut spoke of are found out, then they are to be captured and brought here alive. There is something I will have them tell me. If the Master Gawain Saul is accompanied by the Child of Prophecy, so much the better. Woodrose, Spriggan, Murray, and Aurora, you are all to assemble a team and begin your search at once. I want to see these rebels and invaders brought before my throne. Whichever clan brings them to me shall be rewarded with 500 acres of land. This meeting is now concluded. Clan heads, you are dismissed. So, she's going to wipe them all out regardless. Interesting. Tamlin, here's your next mission. As before, you need not search for the Child of Prophecy. I don't get it, Mother. What good are any of those stupid clan heads gonna be? I could find the child way faster than anyone, right? All Lancelot has going for is speed. I can use the Infinity Mirror you gave me to go anywhere at a moment's notice. There's no need. Leave the Child of Prophecy be. I will send word of my edict later. The rest is in your hands, Tamlin Gawain. Excuse me. You heard Her Majesty, Tristan. Can you not behave yourself even for a moment? You do know the reason she was so strict with you is because the clan heads were here, yes? She may be our all-powerful High Queen, but she still needs to keep up appearances. She can't treat you like her daughter at her council meeting. Then your attitude toward Beryl. How do you think it looks for the Queen's daughter to be so intimate with a human man, and the High Queen's own lover at that? Have you ever considered the kind of pressures she faces, the kinds of things people say about you, your own morals as a knight? Oh, just shut up, you big dumb bitch. Who the hell do you think you are lecturing me? I don't know how you even have time to worry about my rep, seeing as you're always on the lookout for your next literal romantic snack. How many lovers have you had this year anyway? For such a big gal, you sure are good at bed hopping, aren't you? Oh, maybe you could give me some pointers about romance sometime. I guess since you literally dig into your lovers right after you go and get them into bed, it's probably more of a matter than filling your stomach than your heart, What did you say? Just kidding. Come on, don't glare at me like that. I understand, really. I'm totally aware that your romances are always sincere. I mean, you're so awkward you couldn't two-time someone if you tried, right? You know what they call you, right? Gawain of the many loves? Gawain the big eater. Gosh, you poor thing. Nobody understands you, do you? They have no idea that you only jump to bed with those you really genuinely love. I'm going back to the castle. You should stay on standby until further notice. Okay, so far, from a character standpoint, Gawain is literally the only one with redeeming features amongst all of the amongst all the Tamlins, all the fairies. Gawain is currently the only one that might have some redeeming qualities, if what was just said is true. Tristan here is a psychopath. Morgan is with Beryl, and that's already a massive, massive dequalifier. Hey J6, welcome to the stream. Yeah, I haven't rolled yet. For these ones, I'm going to be rolling based off of, their characters. Well, I mean, right now, this is like the first proper interaction we're getting with most of the knights. Gawain has had the most development so far, quote unquote. She can turn people into dogs, which is weird. It sounds like she is somewhat, she falls hard, but then she consumes those she loves. So she's got a bit of a, Brynhildr situation going on, it almost sounds like. It sounds like she's got a bit of a Bryn situation going on in her head. But, there'll be more development, I'm sure. But right now, currently, of the 3 servants available, Gawain is literally the only one that has any possible redeeming character qualities at this time. Tristan here is a psychopath, and Morgan is with Beryl. And that says a lot. Oh, that meeting sucked so hard, I didn't get to spend any time with Mother, again. And Woodrose's stench was the worst. There's nothing more foul than old game mixed with bad cologne. Spriggan's fake-ass smile makes me want to puke. Marianne's goody-goody act was so transparent. And Aurora's the worst of all. I wish I had a good excuse to rip her to pieces. Man, I hope she slips up so soon. If she just acted against Mother, I could wipe her and her stupid Salisbury up once for all. Hey, are you even listening to me, Beryl? He's not here. He was right by the mirror a moment ago. Congrats. Oh, I see. He must be down in the theater. They're doing a show with those humans we captured over there today. So they make the humans fight each other, and the last one standing gets to live. What do you call it again? Gladiatorial games. I used to think it was a pain in the ass, but it's actually pretty fun. Especially the very last part when you tell them the champion gets to go free and stuff. Idiots, as if that would ever happen. Humans really can be so entertaining. Then again, I guess this really isn't the time to be laughing. I know what Mother said, but I just can't let this go. Well, congrats. Again, right now, the only reason I would roll for Morgan is her NP seems really good, but I have no idea of any of the kits of these servants, and I don't want to know until they are either enemies or are fought in the story. Although Gawain, I guess, is Gawain does seem to have maybe a... Tamlin Gawain seems to have a somewhat similar kit to base Gawain, it almost seemed from that brief fight we had with her. You know? Who does this child prophecy think she is, anyway? Everyone knows I'm the only one who uses Magecraft besides Mother. She's only got one daughter, and it's me. No way I can let trash like that live. Oh, this is pissing me off. You beat Ibuki? Nice. Congrats, Velvet. Congrats. Okay, I know what to do. Times like this, there's nothing better than shopping. Let's see, what's the newspaper has today? The Knocker Company's getting out of Gloucester. New brands are coming soon. Huh, so Spriggan's shop is going out of business. Well, that's too bad. Spriggan sucks, but his shop at least has good shit. Huh? Hang on, does this mean it's gonna be replaced by... I knew it, it's gonna be a count shop. I'll say this for Maria, she always knows what's hot. Looks like I'll be going shopping in Gloucester again. Plus, she also mentioned she was getting things ready for a special auction. Fine by me, I'll make it an auction nobody will ever forget. So, Tristan is a psychopathic mom-con who's also a shopaholic. That is certainly a combination there. Quest formation immediately before weekend. And we're against riders. Well, don't spoil too much. I want to get to know their characters as they go. Like I said, right now I'm not rolling, except for maybe Gawain. Maybe. It depends on if we get more character development for her before we hit this time gate. Look, Sol, you can see the city in the distance now. It might have taken us a whole day, but we're almost to Gloucester. Also, I have no idea if I'm pronouncing that right. I am also very much considering rolling for Oberon when he is available. So far, Oberon has been pretty much a bro. I like Oberon thus far. He's been pretty cool. Yep, and now that we're here, we shouldn't have to worry about the Queen's soldiers coming after us for a while. Gloucester belongs to Miriam, the head of the Wing clan, and fighting against the law here. She doesn't pick fights with any of the other clans, and she's not completely under Morgan's thumb either. As far as Miriam's concerned, this is an autonomous region that just happens to have diplomatic relations with Faerie Britain. That's how she tells it anyway. So that's why she won't attack here. Even Morgan only has limited power in Gloucester. As for why that is, well, you can tell something is different here, right, Da Vinci? Say, with the mana density. I'm glad you brought that up. I was just going to ask about that. There's nothing wrong with my gadgets, but the ones powered by magical energy are refusing to work. Is that because of this area's unique mystic traits? Because the rules of this world itself are different here. Exactly as to why, that gets into the nature of fairies themselves. And not just here in Faerie Britain, this applies to proper human history as well. Like how there are several different kinds of fairies. Some are former gods fallen from grace, others are accumulations of human and animal animosity, and bits and pieces of their souls. They're essentially thoughts and feelings with nowhere else to get wrapped up in a shell made from human rumors. These sorts of fairies only exist because human society exists, and strictly speaking, they're not pure fairies. Pure fairies are those that form within the planet, or the planet's inner sea, and whose existence is in no way contingent on human civilization. Speaking of roles, I have watched one other person's roles, Mist, it looks like, got NP2 Morgan, literally one roll from pity. So, yeah, some people are getting hit hard. He had to go in he had to buy a lot of quartz packs for that as well, so that had to suck. In the Magecraft world, fairies born within the planet's inner sea are known as great fathers and great mothers. You can think of them as divided spirit of Earth's soul. Yes, that's close enough. In scope, they're comparable to personified nature gods, but unlike gods, they don't impose any rules on humans. Great fathers and mothers are purely supernatural beings. In this Lostbelt, fairies of that rank who appear on the Earth's surface, either through some sort of mistake or on a mission from the planet itself, are known as Faerie. In proper human history, the fairy who lent King Arthur his sacred sword was a great mother. Well, to be honest, I'm going to have to be cutting back on my spending with FGO soon as well. I did get into my radiology program. I'm going to be starting this fall. But that means I'm not going to be able to work. And all of my savings are going to have to start going into tuition. So unless I can get some serious financial aid, I might have to start becoming a free-to-play. Because money's going to be tight. So I'm guessing proper human history's Morgan also inherited that great mother's authority. Though, of course, Morgan's father was also King Uther, the ancient king of Britain, so I suppose that would make her a human-fairy hybrid. Faerie is important. Noted. King Arthur, on the other hand, is a human-dragon hybrid. They may seem similar on the surface, but deep down they couldn't be more different. Oh, how so? The fact that one ultimately decided to defend humanity, the other, mystics. King Arthur chose Britain where humans could thrive, and Morgan chose Britain where mystics could thrive. As for which is chose correctly, well, your own proper human history bears that out. If mystics had continued to rule Britain, it would have resulted in being excised from all of human history. But I digress, getting back on track. Faerie are equivalent to a great mother, but possess a will of their own. Hey, Andy, welcome to the stream. Happy things. They have a unique ability to remake the world around them according to their inner truth, or rather, their essence. This phenomenon is called a Fae domain. It's a grand mystic that only very powerful fairies possess. An Faerie generate descendants, or terminals if you prefer, simply by existing. These descendants are called forest children and stone children, and there are a majority of the fairies in Faerie Britain. These descendants may have only a tiny fraction of Faerie's power, but that doesn't change the fact that they're descendants. And some of these descendants have more Faerie blood in them than others. Murien, the head of the Wing Clan, and the Lord of Gloucester, is one of them. All that to say is Gloucester has a Fae domain that can be quite a pain in the neck. A domain that takes Murien's temperament and mischievous nature and turns it into a law that denies strength itself. A law that denies strength itself, so the weak become strong and vice versa. It did behave like that for a time, but now it's a little different. These days, nobody's allowed to bring strength achieved through training into Gloucester. All who enter, even Morgan herself, are left with no more than the strength they were born with. That's interesting. So you only have your natural strength when entering Gloucester. Huh. City where everyone goes back to being level 1. Yep, the ones most adamant about making rules are always the ones with a way around them. I'm pretty sure that Titania is a component of King Protea. I'm pretty sure King Protea has Titania as a component of her. I know one of the Sakura 6 does. King Protea. I'm looking this up. Yeah, she does. Components of King Protea. King Protea is a composite of Earth Mothers: Tiamat, Aryavata, and Titania, Titan. It has Titan in parentheses, so I don't know what the difference is. But it literally, one of her components is Titania, and then in parentheses, Titan. So I don't know, there's not really any elaboration on that. So it's probably safe to assume that Murien's the only one in the city who doesn't have to play by her rules. And if that's true, it also means that her word is law there, so keep that in mind. Well, much like how Oberon here is very much influenced by Shakespeare's works, it's possible that it is the same Titania, but just like, you know, different influences, you know? We've seen a fact of the matter that people with the same name can have different influences express themselves differently. Melt is an excellent example of that, with her Leviathan aspect being more expressed in her summer form. I imagine that we wouldn't be able to know for certain unless we see a different form of King Protea that has the Titania aspect emphasized. Sounds like this A-ray term is unique to this Lostbelt. In our world, they'd probably be close to elementals or true ancestors. So, you, Senpai, is an A-ray. So are there any other fairies that have inherited A-ray's powers? Maybe the other clan heads. Like, does Aurora have a Fae domain too? No, she doesn't. Most fairies with that kind of power end up being excluded from their clans. Sometimes they're outright ostracized, other times they're unable to control their own laws and end up falling apart. Yep, of the 6 clan heads, the only ones who can impose their Fae domains on others are Murian and Nok-Na-Riab. Most of the other domain holders fall apart and become ghosts wandering the countryside. They're called Night Calls, and depending on how you look at them, they can even be scarier than the Tamlin. Okay, everyone, we're almost at Gloucester. I know this is a bit of a surprise, but I'm actually a member of the Fang Clan, so I'd rather not go inside if I can help it. I'll be camping out here while you do your business, so just call me when you're ready to leave. And just so there's no misunderstanding, let me be perfectly clear. Despite how I look, I'm not a wind fairy. I'm a fang fairy. I'm sure you must be shocked, but it's true. I had no idea you were a fang fairy, Rabbit. Redra bit. Okay, let's split up. I'll go with Da Vinci, and Sol will go with Artoria. The auction will be held at night, so kill the time however you like. Anything goes in Gloucester, so you'll find a lot of fairies living it up here. You still have that money you earned in Salisbury, right? Well, you can use it here too, so don't be afraid to cut loose. Don't worry, just think of it as a date, and it'll be nighttime in no time. So about you, Da Vinci, is there anywhere you'd like to go? We could go to a cafe, but personally I'd recommend the Warped Observatory. It's just so dizzying it'll make you want to throw. Oh, fuck, he's already headed there. Why'd even ask in the first place? Anyway, I know this is short notice, guys, but you are alright. Are you alright with this? You are? Okay, I'll play along then. Wait up, Oberon. Aren't there any museums around here? With so many fairies in this Lostbelt, there has to be at least one painter. So, shall we go, Castoria? For the time being. Oh, I'm sorry, this is all happening so suddenly that I'm still catching up. Well, we've already come this far. No sense holding back now, I guess. Now that we're in Gloucester, we may as well enjoy it. Come on, I'll show you around. I still have no idea if I'm pronouncing that properly. Fancy, fancy. Yeah, it's fancy looking, but it seems off. Just the different kinds of architecture. It's very strange, isn't it? I felt the same way when I came here, too. Faraway things look big, close things look tiny. And sometimes there's pink rain, sometimes the main street is covered in rainbows. Sometimes boys become girls and girls become boys. Basically, it's a whirlwind of constant change. The last time I came here, I got 0 out of 10 in the princess pageant. Aww. Castoria. A girl wearing a scarf made out of insect thread made me take off all my clothes and... Oh? Why? She said that they were so ugly I'd be better off without them. I wonder what that girl's up to now. I sure hope she's not doing too well. I'll have to get her back if I see her again. No, I haven't seen you two around before. Are you here for tonight's auction? I never thought I would have to have my humans stand out more than me. You know, positions that make people envious are all the rage in Gloucester right now. Is that why you made yourself look so plain? You could dress up your human instead. It's brilliant. I'll have to try it myself. Oh, poor Castoria. Yeah, I think somebody has a very, very crippling case of self-confidence issues. Yeah, can you tell us more about the auction, please? You mean about the merchandise being put up? The fairy with the iron weapon? Well, apparently they're a bad fairy from another world who rebelled against the High Queen. I'd love to attend the auction too, especially since there should be no problem keeping a criminal as a slave. But since you need an invitation for this one, I decided to give up and just enjoy a night on the town. Invitation, huh? I'm sorry, I know I should have been the one to ask, but I kind of just froze. Well, we need to see about getting an invite. Well, we won't be able to get one on our own. They're only sent out to upper-class fairies. I don't like it, but it looks like our only option is sneaking into the auction hall. But don't worry, there's no one better at stealth and magecraft than me. Just you wait. This time I'm going to show you what I can really do. Deja vu. Help, anybody there? My pet mice just escaped from their cage. Promise will make it worth your while if you can catch them. Please, just help me. Mice. Oh, looks like there's a bunch of tiny creatures running towards us. What do you think we should do, Soul? I have no idea what Straw Millionaire is, so let's just catch him. Alright, he's still getting his bearings here, isn't he? Oh well, nothing to be done now. Sorry, just thinking out loud. Okay, let's get this battle started. I'm pretty sure you're going to regret this, but at least it'll be a good lesson. Okay, so we have Castoria. In this quest battle, all servants levels are forced to go down to level 1 due to the effects of Murian's knowledge of the outer world. Okay. If that's the case... They called Red. Yeah, I like Redra bit. That's a very, very clever. Okay, so I think I have a unleveled. No, I don't think I've got an unleveled up servant that I can use here. I guess it's gonna be Mo. Yeah, it's gonna have to be Mo then, isn't it? I'm trying to restrict myself to only using round table servants here. Round table servants or servants that have appeared in this Lostbelt, so we'll go with this squad. Well, I'll get to the auction today, that's for certain. Mice for breeding? What the hell are these? These aren't mice. Only round table or servants that are available. Like, I'm pretty sure Castoria is not a round table servant, but I'm using her. That. And that. And that. These are probably considered super giants. I pray that these are considered super giants. Oh, I already had to use a leyline stone on Gawain. I already had to use a leyline stone on the Gawain fight. But, you know, it's challenging, and I like a challenge. If things get too hard, I will change my mind, obviously, but right now, it's not too much of a pain. So, I'm gonna just keep going with it. Okay, so yeah, Castoria is fine. I mean, she is also quote-unquote an allied servant, so that's why I'm fine with using her. Because I have been using my Castoria. Oh, shit. I wasn't paying attention. I was not paying attention and did not realize there was more than one wave. Oh, shorts. Well done, me. Pay attention, why don't we? The hardest boss fight will make you hate a lot of things. I had to use 10 revives in GP to beat it. Good to know. good to know. Level 1 Mo is still loopable, although I just lost most of her buffs here. So that might make things a smidgen more difficult here. Keep boosting that drop rate, Mo. And then just keep walking them to the Slam Jam. Come on and slam and welcome to the jam here with Mo. You know, there is no assassin that I could use here anyways to help. At least these things are also level 1, so I'm not suffering too much. BAQ. Boss rush at the end. Lovely. So, yes, that is a thing. I could very well... yes, bring in my saber faces. I don't think Gray has the round table though. I could bring in my saber faces. I could. But I don't know, something is just sort of, like, I already didn't like that I had to bring Squirtoria in for the Gawain fight. I don't know. I have yet to decide if I'm going to bring in another saber. You know? Saber face, other than Castoria. That's the better phrasing. I have yet to decide if I'm going to do that just yet. Yet to decide. Eyes are still flashing. Big things seem small and small things seem big. That's just what happens in Gloucester sometimes. Now do you understand? Thanks. We're just with too much time on your hands. Here you go, a generous coupon. Now if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go make a bundle with my mice here. Later. Come on, huh? Let's see. Knocker Company, Surprise and Security. Well, it's S&C. Did you know it? Do you know it? Spriggan and Capless, I mean. It's a Faerie Britain's very first department store. Grandpa told me all about it. This is great. Look, according to the map, it's not far from here. Come on, so let's go check it out. A department store, huh? Some generous coupon this turned out to be. They're already building another store in this place too. Looks like it's just called Count, but I've never heard of that one before. But I can see they've got shoes, bags, hats, dresses. Oh, everything on display looks amazing. They're trim and shiny and elegant all at once. I bet that'd be so much fun to wear. Oh, I want them, but then again, they'd probably be waste on me. The designs do lean a little feminine, but I'm guessing they're probably gender neutral. And wow, what are those strange clothes? This sign says kimono. I've never heard of them, but looks good on you, Soul. I have a feeling I know who's the owner. Just by the fact that the sign says kimono. Oh. Uh-oh. Koyan. Hello, Tristan. You got a pretty decent eye, but would you mind keeping it down a bit? I'm trying to stay incognito, so I don't want to attract too much attention. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm from a very small town, so... I see, so what, you wanted to see the big city before Calamity shows up and kills you or something? You're lucky you're not one of those cheeky Gloucester fairies. You're also lucky your ankles aren't to my taste. Be grateful your boots are so frumpy. They are, I guess they are, huh? Still, they're very practical and... odd Gawky could go to town on them and I wouldn't feel anything. You actually have to worry about googie bites? You must come from a real town. I mean, you've got the looks of a pretty upper-class wind fairy, but you're stuck doing your own farming. Men must be so rough out in the sticks with so few human slaves to do the heavy lifting. This is weird, really weird. Don't you think this conversation is weird? She's staring at me. No, I don't think so. It's neither Sol nor I are used to dealing with city fairies, so...
Not used to them, hmm? I see that's why you're not scared of me. Feels like there's more to it than that, though. That's strange. How come I'm not pissed off? I usually hate every fairy I meet. Oh well, I guess that just goes to show how it goes some days. Plus, there's the auction coming up. Oh, are you interested in the auction? Do you actually have an invitation? Oh, well, we actually came here for the auction, but we didn't know we needed an invitation to get in. I see, an invitation, huh? You know, I do have an extra one, but I'd sooner feed it to a goat than give it to you. That's it. Finally, an expression that suits you. It's about time you learned your place, you uppity hick. Trust me, a girl like you is at least 100 years too young for the auction house. Come back when you're at least a little more grown up. Oh wait, that's right, low-class fairies like you don't even live for 100 years, do you? Guess you'll just have to make the most of your life in the dirt with the gookies while it lasts, then. Sadistic. She's quite the fairy, wasn't she? Yes, she was. I wonder if I said something that offended her. I have no idea what a googie is. I was honestly going to ask if anybody knew what a googie was. See, I'm really not seeing the appeal of Tristan at this point in time. Really am not seeing why people are so wild about Tristan. Who do I think is the Count? What Count? Invitation. Oh, of course I've already got one. What about it? You'll have to unveil your grand magecraft another time, Castoria. Aw. Unfortunately, we weren't able to procure any formal dress, but since Oberon is so, dazzling, I think we should be able to get in as part of his entourage. Of course, Murray's something of a friend of mine. We'll have some of the best seats in the house. I thought I already said Koyan. So, no, getting in won't be a problem. The problem is what happens once the auction starts. The bidding on match won't start till the very end, at which point I'll be able to offer up 70 million more pounds. It's all counterfeit, of course, but it should be fine as long as no one works that out tonight. The real problem is whether it will be enough to outbid any other prospective buyers with odd tastes. Usually 70 million more pounds would be more than enough, but given the product, things are probably going to get ugly. If things get bad enough, I could have to put up my whole Welsh force as collateral. 70 million more pounds, that's enough to buy a mansion and a butler to take care of it. And you're worried it still might not be enough. Just what are they saying about this product, anyway? Alright, I'll tell you, but try to continue your surprise. They're saying this fairy is supposedly a traveler from another world with an iron weapon, and the new child of prophecy. Mash, 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 mash! Wait, hold up. Those were some familiar looking sprites there. Those were some very familiar looking sprites there. Were they just reusing assets of fancily dressed servants, or... Good evening, ladies and gentle fairies, and welcome to Gloucester's Auction House. Why put off until tomorrow and what you can have today? Who cares about the clan pride when you can boost your own brand? We know what you want, which is why we are once again proud to present a wide array of items to sure to pique your interest. Have you taken a look at our catalog? Have you found any items that speak to you? Wonderful, wonderful, I can see you're all enthralled by our selection, then let's get right to it, shall we? We hope you enjoy this latest Lady Murrayan production. Starting, I see, so you say you're bid yourself, huh? In most auctions, the buyer quietly holds up a sign and an agent bids for them. But it looks like the agents aren't allowed at this auction, so we'll have to shout our bids ourselves. You nervous, Oberon? Did you see the third item of the auction? It's one of Shakespeare's unpublished manuscripts. Maybe it's flotsam that drifted here from proper human history. Man, now I'm really curious. Maybe I'll waste just a little money bidding on it. No, what am I saying? I have to bid on it. Oh, no, you don't. We're only here for one thing, the Child of Prophecy. Besides, if you bid on something now, they'll notice you're counterfeit by the time they get to her. Just do your best to resist. If you want an original work from a famous artist that badly, I'll make you something myself. Well, really, I didn't want to be one to bring it up, but I thought it would be a bit gauche. But now you're saying it's okay. Okay, Da Vinci, I'm gonna hold you to that. Just let me know when you're ready to pose for my portrait. Oberon posing for his portrait. I can see this place is nothing new for Oberon. I feel a lot better knowing about that, that's for sure. Okay, I'm just gonna sit quietly until our auction comes up. Besides, I don't want to stand out too much anyway.
And now it's time to introduce our last item for the day. I'm sure you've all heard rumors. This is the treacherous rebel who poses a threat to our High Queen. The child of our beloved Angel promised would save Britain. This brave child attacked Camelot with an iron weapon none had ever seen before, crawled out of the great pit, and even made a miraculous return from the nameless woods. And is the prophecy real? Is this child our savior? It's time for you all to see for yourselves. I give you our final lot number, the Child of Prophecy.
Oh man, I'm so glad I wasn't taking a drink. Oh boy. I knew something was off when they said crawled out of the pit, but... well, you know... Lostbelt 6, Camelot... People wanted Shiro in Singularity 6 with Camelot, so... they're getting it in Lostbelt 6. Huh. What? Muramasa. Well, excuse the hell out of me for being old. Wait, hang on. Who said that? Say that to my face, why don't ya?
He's there, ladies and gentle fairies. Please, let's all take it easy. This man's attitude may be as foul as his mouth, but his magical energy is truly impressive. What's more, he's gifted craftsman capable of forging wares that puts our blacksmiths of Norwich to shame. And since the Child of Prophecy was supposedly apprenticed to a superb artisan, even Lady Marian agreed that there's 30% chance this man is the Child of Prophecy.
Also, I think Twitch just massively bugged out, because it says I have 0 followers right now. Shut up. How many times do I gotta tell you, I ain't no Child of Prophecy? Now it's back up to 201. Wow, I just magically got 201 followers out of nowhere. I'm Senji Muramasa, a lone servant. Now let me out of this cage, damn it. I don't know what's going on here, but that's definitely Senji Muramasa, the Foreign God's disciple. What's he doing in Britain, and why is he up for auction? You know that man. Oh, then does that mean he's not MASH? Definitely not MASH. Not a stranger I can abandon. A servant, so he's a servant too, huh? I see, so that's why. Fairies here don't know what servants are, and they can't tell them apart from fairies. So we have a servant who came from another world with an iron weapon who defied the queen. No wonder they thought he was the Child of Prophecy. But he's not, this is practically fraud. So what do you do now? The bidding's already started. Save him, of course. More unit on our team! Got it, leave it to me. Luckily everyone else seems so caught off guard, too. So 70 million more pounds should be more than enough. Let's start with 1 million and take it from there. The bidding starts at 1 million more pounds, 2 million, 3 million, 4 million, 4.5 million, 5 million. Lady Artoria's party is now in the lead with a bid of 5 million more pounds, so I fear 5.5. Choose my name. Don't think it's much more exciting that way. The Child of Prophecy betting another Child of Prophecy. That's one for the history books. Oberon. That's 5 million more pounds going once, going twice. 10 million. I hear 10 million more pounds. Things are heating up now. I hear 11 million. Oh crap! Forget it. I see where this is going. I'm out. 20 million. I bid 20 million more pounds. Oh, enough of this. 70 million. What are you doing, Artoria? You don't just lay all your cards on the table in a bidding war. That might not have been a great move. 70 million. I hear 70 million more pounds sold to the party of 100 million more pounds. I don't know what kind of no rich clan you come from. But you have no business being here. The day someone like you outbids me is the day all Britain falls. Obviously, it's never happening. Yeah, that's what you think. In that case, I bid 101 million more pounds with Oberon's land as collateral. Are you nuts? My land won't even bring in 10 million. Uh-oh, I'm afraid I can no longer make a call on this auction. What say you, Lady Marian? Which of these buyers is the more certain purchasing power? Very well, step down, auctioneer. Difficult decisions like these are mine to make. Whether genuine or not, the fact remains that the Child of Prophecy is the main draw of tonight's auction. Whoever buys it must demonstrate not just wealth, but standing. So at this time I would like to ask both the remaining bidders to please come onto the stage. Now, so that's how it is. I'm glad you understand how these things work, Marian. No one has more standing than me. Looks like the new money's gonna be headed to the executioner's block. Oh crap, we've been called up to the stage. This is unheard for an auction. Is this just how things are done in Gloucester, Oberon? No, I've never heard of anything like this before either. Damn it, Marian, what are you up to? Artoria, I'm sure this is some kind of trap, especially if you just stay in your seat. If you go up on that stage, you're going to regret. Why is her chair empty? I'm afraid you're too late, Oberon. She already took Soul's hand and head for the stage. Damn it, why did she have to pick now of all times to develop an impulsive streak? She's got some self-confidence issues. Why did you bring me here too? I need you to fight beside me, please. I don't want to do this alone. Then let's start with you, Lee Spino. Or should I say Tomlin Tristan? Oh boy. Yep, that works. I'm the daughter of High Queen Morgan and the artist of blood. I'm the fairy with the most gorgeous dresses of all. I'm Tamlin Tristan, the one who will one day own all of Britain. Well, your turn, little girl. Go on, share your pathetic name with all of us. Oh man, it's the fairy we met earlier. What do I do, Soul? I can't believe she's a Tamlin, and she's Morgan's daughter too. I swear one of these things always happen to me. See, I knew you couldn't do it. But hey, of course you couldn't. What fairy could ever compare to me, anyway? You put up a good fight, but you're still just... Hey, you're that girl. Okay, I'll be nice, let you off. Then allow me to introduce her instead. Fairy comes from the village of Tintango and will turn 16 this year. This miraculous child wields magecraft she taught to herself just like our queen did, and she also managed to slip a dragnet laid by Woodwose himself. Please take a good look, everyone. That is the staff of selection she holds in her hand. Her name is Altoria, and she is the genuine Child of Prophecy. Okay, somebody's got some info. Oh, that's not a nice expression. What's more, the attendant beside her is a visitor from the outside world. He's the traveling star who will guide the Child of Prophecy, the other light that will save Britain. His name is Soul, and he is a human and a master from proper human history. Marian, how do you know all this? Well, she knows about Soul, too. No violence, please, Lady Tristan. The bidding is not yet over. Now that you are both here on the stage, you both have an obligation to try and complete your bids. But unfortunately, Tamlin Tristan and Artoria, the Child of Prophecy, you are equally matched. Neither of you have an edge over the other in terms of wealth or standing, so these can't be a determining factor here. You think she and I are equally matched? What are you, blind and stupid? I outclass her in every conceivable way. Strength, beauty, elegance, it's not even a contest. What say you to that, visitor from another world? Who would you say is worth more, Lady Tristan or Lady Artoria? Well, considering I rolled for one of them... You're dead, you are dead! Very well then, how about magecraft? Both of you practice magecraft, which is considered pretty useless in Britain. Magecraft itself may be nay worthless, but fairies who use it are rare and valuable. And here we have two of them, the High Queen's own daughter and the Child of Prophecy. Since both these children are equally matched, perhaps they can settle this bid with magecraft. After all, they both consider magecraft to be something truly valuable. So surely a display of their magecraft will show that they are both truly made of. So you want me to kill this shit stain with just magecraft? Works for me. I'll play along. I was planning on ripping her apart sooner or later anyway. If you're the Queen's daughter, then you should probably grow up in a fancy castle, never wanting for anything, huh? Then there's no way I'm gonna lose to a pampered rat like you. So what if you're a Tamlin? We country girls are a lot tougher than you think. That's how it goes when you eat fresh veggies every day for your entire life. Okay. You know, this might be a little bit, this was a tough party decision to make, but I chose the best party I could manage there. The absolute best party I could manage. Okay, how is this fair? Fairness. This game does not seem to know thee.
easy fight, huh? I literally didn't have NP! Her skills aren't good enough to get NP right off the bat. I just got stomped. I'm saving that for her NP. I don't know if I'm gonna have enough NP generation to do that, though. I generate 80 NP. Oh, come on! Okay, fine, I'm gonna use that skill. Yeah, I've seen that she definitely has a high hit count. She definitely has a high hit count. That's for certain. Crit rate up. Crit rate up. This definitely feels like it's more of a puzzle fight than a proper fight. At this rate. Oh, you're getting a tattoo, Andy. Nice. What is that going to be of? If you don't mind me asking. Oh, there. That. Magecraft tools sold out. Unable to attack. That's actually good. You get a turn. A bird? Where are you getting a tattoo? If you don't mind me asking. Still stunned. I'm safely doing this. Ooh. That's gonna be rough. A hand tattoo is not gonna be nice. Oh, your arm. Okay, that's better. An arm tattoo will definitely be a lot easier to get than a back of the hand tattoo. Trust me, I've seen plenty of tattoos given, and yeah, it can be rough if you get it on the back of your hand. Yes, I do see J6. English has 2 words for hand, true. But yeah, growing up I saw a lot of tattoos given because my dad used to be a tattoo artist. Okay, that's an expression. No fair, that didn't count, I wasn't ready that time. This isn't my actual power, I'd have plenty of Magecraft if I just went back to the castle. Magecraft is built on hard work and steady effort. You could have used so many things here once you ran out of Magecraft trinkets you had on you. For example, this carpet would go up in flames at the drop of a hat, or those lamps you could turn into bombs with a little magical energy. But instead you just threw up your hands as soon as you ran out of tools you brought with you. Really? Now, listen, and listen good. You're at least 100 years too young to learn Magecraft. Why don't you start with parlor tricks? Yes, nailed it! You freaking bitch! That's enough. We have a winner! As Lady Artoria's Magecraft is superior, she will be the one to purchase the suspected Child of Prophecy. This concludes tonight's auction. Thank you all for coming, and please take good care on your way home. That goes for you too, Lady Tristan. I suggest you hurry back home sooner than later. As I recall, you're supposed to be behaving yourself in Darlington tonight. I suspect even the High Queen would be cross with you once she heard you were actually here in Gloucester. You're taking this Child of Prophecy's side, Marian. No, Lady Tristan, I'm helping the High Queen save face for making you a Tam Lin.
I can clean dirt off my auction floor easily enough, but the High Queen's dignity is not so easily restored. You see, some fairies are bound to take issue with your selfish antics and lose respect for the High Queen. I'm sure I don't have to tell you how fickle fairy folk can be, and I, for one, would rather not increase Knock-Knock-Yob's numbers. Fine, I'll go then. Next time, Marion, you'll have to come see me in Camelot. As a fellow lover of art, I'd love for you to take a look at my collection. A quote from Ragnarok. What is the quote you wish to get? Oh man, it's finally over. That was so nerve-wracking, I thought for sure we were all gonna die. But that girl actually beat Lady Tristan, I can't believe it. She's not taller than me, and she has about the same amount of magical energy as me. But she carries herself with so much dignity, she's amazing. Unbelievably amazing. Did you hear a voice coming from backstage too? Sorry, no, my nerves just got up to me. It's not my feet, my knees are knocking, my ears are ringing. Still, I couldn't just sit back and do nothing. She may have been dozens of times stronger than me. But the way she was acting when she called herself Tristan, well, let's just say I started seeing red. Yep, I never expected to run into the second Tamlin already. But hey, at least you won your mage trap battle against her. That was great. The only problem now is... I'm back to normal now, the cage is gone. How the hell did that work? Also, it just occurred to me that just based off of this story, Cass' story is definitely going down in the waifu rankings when I eventually redo them for the end of the year. Yeah, she's gonna fall down to the needs development if she's not already there. Our newly freed compatriot, Muramasa. I didn't have time to tell you and Oberon before this, Artoria. But while Muramasa here is also a heroic spirit from the outside world, that doesn't mean he's on our side. He's a disciple of the foreign god, which means he's working against proper human history. So he's your enemy, Soul? But didn't you call him Grandpa earlier? It's a long story. Don't bother explaining. We've just had a few other run-ins, that's all. I ain't exactly mortal enemies with these people, but we ain't exactly friends either. We just keep running into each other for better or worse. Ain't that right, Soul? If you want to fight me, I'll fight you. If you don't, that's fine too. I'll even brew you a cup of tea if you want. Like they say, even chance acquaintances are divine ordinance. Yoni, I gotta say, girly, between that staff and that outfit, that was a hell of a show you put on. You really nailed that last line of yours too. Gotta say, you British mages are a real breath of fresh air. Thank you. Be an interesting tattoo. You would definitely get some looks, I'm sure. Soul, what's with this guy? He looks so young, but he's so old. He's also got terrible aura around him, but I don't sense any hostility from it at all. Okay, just hang on, Muramasa. This doesn't change the fact that you're a threat to us. So for now, let me just ask you this. How did you end up in that cage? I could have kept this to myself forever and died happy. But I suppose you got a right to know. Alright, I'll keep it quick. Cool, I'll check him out later. After you people left Olympus, the foreign god gave me a new order. Told me to infiltrate the British Lostbelt and take care of its king. She said something about how this place was still growing when it wasn't supposed to no more. Rasputin had his hands full with something else, and we couldn't get a hold of Limbo. So I made my way here and broke into the big castle of the Lostbelt Center alone. Those Tamlin Whatsits were so taken aback that I didn't have any trouble making my way to the throne room. But just when I was about to take the queen's head, someone crazy strong flew in on me out of nowhere. The next thing I knew, I'd been knocked clean out of the throne room. I tried to fight her off in the air, but she's just swatted me down in the big hole outside the castle. She also punched a bunch of holes in my spirit core in the couple seconds it took before I fell in the hole. A normal servant would probably have died about, 12 times from that. But unfortunately, the foreign god did something unnatural to my body to keep me alive. So I woke up later, still kicking. Once I was able to move about again, it took me 3 days to crawl out of the hole. I'd broken my sledgehammer during the fight, so I stopped by a village with a blacksmith and spent another 3 days fixing it. My way home, I got lost in some weird woods and wandered around aimlessly for another 3 days before I collapsed. Then I spent another 3 days in captivity after some unsavory fairies found me unconscious near a road. After that, they sold me to the strange city, where I spent the last 5 days talking and showing off just what I can do with a forge. So there you have it. Embarrassing as it is, I still ain't done nothing of note here. Are you kidding? Just making it to Morgan's throne room is incredible. In the 2,000 years of the era of the High Queen, no warrior has ever made it all the way to there before. So the one who fought him off killed a normal servant 12 times. Anti-Hercules. Weapon, anybody? Yeah. And you're an experienced smith, too. The catalog said you can make anything. Well, yeah. Well, you're still a bad servant, huh? I guess we'll just have to kill you here, then. It isn't a servant's actions to date that determines whether they're good or bad, Artoria. Servants are basically mercenaries. All that matters is who they currently have a contract with and what they're going to do next. Who are you? Another servant. I'm Oberon, and yes, I'm a proper human history servant who was summoned to Britain a little before you all got here. Senji Muramasa, was it? Sounds like you want to take out Queen Morgan as much as we do. How about we team up, just until we defeat her? Yesterday's enemy is today's friend and all that. Besides, don't you think it would be better for us to put all our wood behind one arrow, so to speak? Good point. I doubt I'll be getting any other help out here. Sounds like a pretty good suggestion to me. What do you think, Soul? I know Senji Muramasa is one of the foreign god's disciples, but he's always been a good, relatively reasonable. And this alter ego version of him may not be the same guy that helped us out in Shimosa, but he's still the same person at heart. I don't think he's the kind of guy to go back on his word. What about you, Artoria? What is your opinion? You want this old young guy to come with us. I'd love that. Blacksmiths are never bad people, you know? Putting Artoria's current curious blacksmith fangirling aside for the moment. Are you sure you're okay with this, Muramasa? I mean, we're not exactly friends with Foreign God. You don't think she might consider this a betrayal? You won't suddenly explode or something? What? No, what the hell do you take me for, anyway? Besides, this ain't betrayal at all. I'm just a swordsmith who accepted a job from the Foreign God. Loyalty ain't a part of it. Hell, if I know anyone at debt, it's that girl over there. You saved my bacon, so now I owe you. Child of prophecy, yeah? I've heard about you. You just want me to stick around till you defeat the Queen, I'm game. Doesn't even need to conflict with my contract with the Foreign God. Muramasa has joined the party. If you're all done, can I say something now? Thank you for bidding with the Gloucester Auction House. Now then, our proprietor would like to extend our congratulations on your purchase while we take care of the financial side of things. Still, please come with me. No, she's expecting you. Lord Morian, the Lord of Gloucester, is expecting you at her mansion. Damn it. I feel like I missed a line there, but another no battle mode, and now I can add Muramasa to my teams. Woo! It's Kazura drop! Yes! Finally! Another one of the Sakura 6. Kazura drop has revealed herself. Now I know that, very technically, she should probably be the most hated of the Sakura 6, especially with what she does to Melt, but, you know, all of the Sakura 6, except for Bibi, need to be, you know, reconciled. They are family. And family is important. No, I was spoiled and was told that Kazura drop here was going to be a servant. I was spoiled with Morgan, Oberon, Kazura drop, and then Fairy Knights, which I guess are the Tamlin. Nice to meet you, Artoria, and new visitors from proper human history. That was such an exciting battle. Now I know what the next hot trend will be. I'll call it. Convenient necessities you can make yourself. Simple, fulfilling, made-craft items for good luck. It's gonna be the most plain Jane trend in Gloucester's history. So I was lied to, then. I love how they have the CCC music going on. Oh, did that not go over too well? I figure there was no way a bunch of broke-ass, powerless, small-time fairies and humans wouldn't be feeling nervous after being summoned to the home of the most charismatic producer in all of Faerie Britain. So I thought I'd offset tension and make sure you liked me by greeting with a little more cheerfully than I usually would. But I guess this just goes to show why you shouldn't be too quick to leave your comfort zone. Then again, you do get only one chance to make a first impression. She's giving me serious BB vibes. Yes, hello, I'm Marion. I don't need to keep it going, right? Anyway, it's a pleasure. Phew, thank goodness you're back to your usual self, Marion. I was thinking you'd been body snatched. What the hell was that? Are you turning into a Moors or something?
Don't be rude, Oberon. I'm the perfect fairy lady, and I always will be. That was just me going above and beyond. I've been so excited to meet a human from proper human history who isn't barrel gut, you see. My fae eyes may not be what they used to be, but I can still make out auras. Your soul, yes. You're just as darling as I thought you'd be.
Chose not to. She's just to look like with some... Serious? Okay, I don't care if I'm spoiling myself. I'm looking her up. Yeah, they look similar. She's got the ribbon. And this... Hang on. She's one of the... Murian is one of the components of Kazura Drop. Murian and 2 unknown goddesses. This is literally one of Kazura Drop's components. How can they not be releasing her?
If it looked like all you outsiders were like Beryl, I'd be killing you right now in a fit of rage. But I'm relieved to see you have a perfectly decent auras about you. It's enough to give me hope, if just a little.
Thanks. But we're still trying to wrap our heads around the situation. So you know about proper human history, and you're welcoming us here anyway. Do I have that right?
Don't make me laugh. I'm not afraid of proper human history. I'm sorry, that's not quite right. It's not proper human history that worries me. It's you Chaldeans. From what I've been told, you've been to all sorts of other worlds. So first of all, I'm going to learn for myself exactly what it is you plan on doing to Faerie Britain. Though I already have a pretty good idea thanks to what Muramasa told me.
Muramasa, you told her about us? Hey, I never dreamed we were going to be working together. So yeah, I told her about what happened in Olympus after she interrogated me, but just a little.
Interrogated you? Is that how you saw it? And here I thought it was a lovely tea party.
So we have Shiro, we have Seiba, we have Sakura. Where's Rin? We need a Rin face in this party.
I mean, I suppose I might have had a teensy bit of trouble containing my excitement. After you told me all those fascinating things about the foreign god, the tree of emptiness, the cryptors, the alter egos, but even so.
You call that teensy? So it's not true that the Wind Clan's the most mild-mannered of the fairies, then? No, they are, or at least they used to be. But there aren't as many mild-mannered Wind Clan fairies left anymore, not after...
Oberon?
Oh, right, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but please, go on, my fair Butterbur princess.
It's okay, Oberon. You didn't interrupt me. Muramasa did. So, I just want to make sure one thing. You do mean to leave this Lostbelt alone, yes? Your business here is only with Queen Morgan, since she was foolish enough to go after Olympus. And Chaldea has no intentions of attacking Britain itself. Can you look me in the eye and swear that?
I can't right now.
I see. Not the most eloquent defense, but a well-considered one. So you're still trying to figure out who your real enemy is, and what it is you hope to acquire here. I understand. You haven't even met Queen Morgan yet. Of course you can't make a final decision now. Very well then. Normally I would capture you all here and present you to the Queen. But instead I'm going to hold off on making a decision for now, much the way you are. As long as Chaldea leaves Britain itself alone, I won't get in your way. So you're welcome to keep enjoying your sightseeing in Britain.
They can. That has been established earlier on.
As for you, Lady Artoria, have you memorized Ainsl's final prophecy? More or less. Let me see. This is the story of a single future, what became of the island of mystics that was reduced to the land of the Faerie. Those of you without sin, take your leave now, for here you will find the Queen's bottomless castle. But we need only hold out a little longer. On the dawn of the 2000th year, the King of Salvation will appear. The child who will bring we Fae folk and humans together, the child who will save the world.
Okay, hang on. Hang on. I'm a little confused now. I'm a little confused with the prophecy that they're saying. So, they're saying at the dawn of the... Nope. On the dawn of the 2000th year, the King of Salvation will appear. But Morgan has said that it is, at the end of 2019, is when this Lostbelt will cease, or the fairies will be wiped out, and Faerie Britain will encompass all of the Earth. But the Child of Prophecy is supposed to be turning 16. But wouldn't this imply that they're turning 19? Right? Am I sussing that out right? The years can be different according to the Lostbelt. But the thing is, the prophecy itself says at the dawn of the 2000th year, so that implies that at the year 2000, and Morgan herself has said that it is the year 2019 in this Lostbelt. So that very much implies that they need to be 19 here. The Castoria has been implied to be turning 16, which is, by the way, why she's going down to the needs development ranking of the waifu rankings if she's not already there. Once she has averted catastrophe in the City of Iron and Sea of Soot, her pilgrimage shall truly begin. Let the 6 bells ring out like raging lightning, like a grieving flame. I think that's how it went, right? Let's say more or less. You left out some key bits, but you got the gist of it. Oberon, are you really sure this is the Child of Prophecy? I mean, she hasn't even been able to weaponize her biggest selling point. No, I wouldn't say that. I think she's got a few important points down. As far as the two of you are concerned, the only important passage is the last one, since you're the guardian of the bell tower right above us. Bell tower, you don't mean? I assure you, one of the 6 bells described in the prophecy is above us right now. Then I believe you found one in Salisbury too, didn't you? Wait, are you saying you didn't come here to ring the Gloucester bell? Well... Got something in my throat. We were actually hoping to find a human girl named Mash. Do you know anything about her? Mash. Sorry, but no one in Gloucester have ever spoken that word before. Are you sure that she's not in another city? Okay, I thought one of your usual crew was missing. What happened? You get separated and come to Gloucester looking for her? Well, yeah, I mean, we heard there was going to be a fairy with an unusual iron weapon being put up for auction. How are we supposed to know it was going to be you? I guess I have to take some of the blame for that. I should have looked into this more closely. I could have at least found out if the fairy being sold was male or female if I just snuck into the auction hall. As if you could pull that off. My auctions are extremely well guarded. Not even an ant nor a single drop of blood could get in without protection. Good point. After all, it hasn't been a few hundred years since you established your doctrine. Or maybe objective is a better word. That nobody has allowed to use violence in Gloucester, hasn't it? But anyway, let's get back to the bell, Marion. How come you're being so cold to Artoria, even though you believe she truly is the Child of Prophecy?
To be honest, I'm disappointed. Queen Morgan may be a great ruler, but she is excessively cruel. It's not just the annual existence tax, it's the way she treats humans and how she oppresses every fairy who isn't a part of a clan. It's the way she fails to handle the calamities, the way she monopolizes the flotsam, the laws to keep our society a pale imitation of human civilization. In the last 100 years alone, she's had all of Darlington moved, followed by the building of the National Slaughterhouse Theater. She's always been ruthless towards those who defy her, but she's gotten even worse since she appointed Tristan as her successor. There was a time when I thought she would be truly be the ruler who would finally rid Britain of the calamities. But now she's just witch intent on turning Britain into her personal plaything. That's why we have been waiting for you, Lady Artoria. But you just don't look the part. I can't see you being the queen like this. It would be one thing if the other clans were on your side, but neither the Earth Clan nor the Wind Clan will be willing to make a move as things stand now.
So you're not going to show us to the Gloucester Bell, then?
Not now, at any rate. I'm the Lord of Gloucester. I have a duty to keep it safe. If I were to lend you my support now, Lady Artoria, it would be seen as an act of revolt against the Queen. Not even my Faerie would keep us safe if that happened. If she wanted to, Queen Morgan could easily dispel it. So please come back to Gloucester again after you've grown stronger. I don't care what form that power takes. It could be connections, or magecraft, or funding. I'll take anything as long as it leads to a way of defeating the Queen. Remember, Artoria, you're the faithful Star of Hope, the chosen child of prophecy who will save Britain from its long twilight.
That's not a lot of pressure. The Star of Hope.
That's right, so I hope you'll please do your part to help her soul. You're an old hand when it comes to beating up bad guys, right? I mean, it sounds like you've done it lots of times before. Okay, Marion, I get you're not our enemy now, and I'm grateful for that. What I don't get is why you go to all this trouble to help us. Even given what you already knew about us from Muramasa, we're still outsiders who, in some way, pose as much of a threat to the Queen Morgan. You already seem to have deep trust for Chaldea, or rather, her soul, and that just doesn't add up. Is there something else you're not telling us? Something I'm not telling you. Of course there is. In fact, this is the perfect time to introduce her. As you may have guessed, I've had another foreign guest who's told me all about you Chaldeans. Come in, Lady F. I think it's time. I think her true name was...
Koyan! Okay. I
like that outfit. That outfit looks nice. It's very elegant looking.
Kolyanskaya. Tomomovich Kolyanskaya, princess.
Hey, Koyan. Been a while, hasn't it?
Good day, my dear Chaldeans. I'm so glad to see you're all doing so well.
Yet another new outfit.
Stop that, Soul. Please calm down. Didn't I already tell you I won't abide in violence in Gloucester? Besides, she's an important guest of mine, a business partner, really. She means Britain no harm, and she has no intention of interfering with Chaldea either. After all, under most circumstances, she wouldn't even be here now. The only reason she's still here is because I insisted she stay after she tried to leave.
And why did you do that?
Because she's an excellent bodyguard. It's a shame she's so money-grubbing, but her combat prowess is the more that makes up for it. I especially love that she can hold her own against the Moors. This way, I won't even have to bow and script to the Fang Clan or the Tamlin.
I see. I was told we lost contact with you after you took Beryl Gut off to who knows where. So now you're picking through Britain for stuff to sell? What are you playing at here, Koyan? Did you get tired of waiting for the foreign god and Chaldea to off each other, and decide to show your true colors now that the foreign god's shown up?
Oh no, nothing like that. The foreign god and I are on equal standing, you know. I'm still not sure exactly what that god is, but I'm sure our contract clearly states that neither will interfere with the other until our goals have been reached. Suffice to say, I've never been in the same position, or shared the same perspective as you three alter egos. You, Lord Rasputin, and Lord Limbo are all servants summoned by the foreign god. But I'm a servant who manifested under her own power, so I'm free to do whatever I like. I'm only staying here now because I found Lady Marianne's proposal appealing. I have no interest in this British Lostbelt. Or in you Chaldeans, who apparently determined to get yourself killed by sticking your noses in where they don't belong. Or whatever Queenie is up to, or in the Faerie Britain's humans for that matter. I do hope I've made myself clear. So what have you been doing up here till now? Why, sticking up a new merchandise, of course. I've been filling my metaphorical larder with all sorts of rare delicacies unique to the land of the Fae. Every other Lostbelt has either been on its last legs or had meager offerings, or secluded, or something out of science fiction. Honestly, none of them really had much to offer, but Britain is a whole other story. The creatures here are equal parts unique, adorable, and vicious. They're just the sorts of models I was looking for, the kind I can use to strike fear into all of humanity. Please don't rile them up, Koyan. You were just coming to an agreement. I swear, why do you always paint yourself in the worst possible light when you have so much beauty to offer both inside and out? I expect to be working with the Chaldeans in the future, so please do your best to get along with them, okay?
Okay, interesting point here. Marianne can see the auras of people. She's established that. She sees that Beryl has a terrible aura, and nobody here has a bad one. That includes Koyan. Beauty inside and out. I mean, Koyan is a beast, and beasts do have a love for humanity, so... I still don't know what she's the beast of, though.
Oh, very well. If that's what the client wants, then that's what the client shall get. So on that note, Lord Soul, Lady Da Vinci, I know we've had our differences in the past, but here in Britain we're both on proper human history's side. So I propose we let bygones and focus on accomplishing our respective goals.
No, the literal lore behind... Yeah, you cannot be a beast candidate, even, without having a love for humanity. That's why Doman failed to become a beast candidate, because he had no love for humanity. Koyan must have some love for humanity if she's a candidate to be a beast. Or is a beast. I don't think that was fully established.
Or at least until you've reunited with Mash. Doesn't that sound fair, Soul?
I literally can't think of an exception.
You're not wrong. At the moment, we definitely don't need any more problems than we've already got. If you're willing to leave us alone, we'll do the same for you.
Granted, the love is very much twisted oftentimes, but, you know. If you ask me, we should cut her down now and be done with it, but I guess we couldn't get away with that in the front of Merton anyway.
I don't really know this lady, so I'll go along with whatever you all think is best. A wise decision, everyone. Very well then, I'll continue to enjoy my latest pleasure trip herein.
Well, I for one hate your guts.
Uh-oh. It's over on right. I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that.
Shut up. Don't talk to me. Every word you speak feels like it's rotting my ears. Marianne, I'm saying this to you as a friend. That thing is an abomination. Your trust is completely wasted on her. I'd wash my hands of her now if I were you. Okay. Interesting that Oberon doesn't like her.
Well, that couldn't have ended much worse than it did. You must have done something real heinous things to them, Kalyan.
Oh, absolutely. Between wiping out Lord Gordolf's team of mercenaries, occupying Chaldea's headquarters, and turning his personnel into ice cubes, I'd say that they came by that hatred, honestly.
Okay, you didn't do all that. That was mainly Anastasia and the Oprinsky. Granted, you did give them an in, but still. Also, it just occurred to me. How? Okay, so something that just occurred to me. The Lostbelts weren't established until after Chaldea fell. So how was the Lostbelt Anastasia, as well as the Oprinsky, able to assist with the fall of Chaldea if the Lostbelts weren't fully established yet? Because we literally see them descending from the sky at the start.
I don't know anything about that Oberon servant. Who is he? He doesn't seem to be from Faerie Britain.
Oberon just showed up in the Welsh forest about 2 months ago. He's a heroic spirit from proper human history. Ah, yes, I guess that makes him a servant.
They were established but not fully onto Earth. Okay, I wasn't sure of that. I didn't know if they... Like, I thought that they weren't actually established yet.
Anyway, he's likely to call himself the Faerie Britain, and he usually spends his time performing shows in cities around Britain. I got to know him before when he first came to Gloucester. At first, I was thrilled to have found a fellow Wind Clan fairy, since his looks so much like one, but...
I'm sorry I don't have to tell you this, but it would be dishonest for me not to say anything. I know I may look like a Wind Clan fairy, but I'm not. After all, your clanmates are already... But hey, never mind that. You're the Lord of Gloucester, right? Then please, I need you to give me an unsecured loan. The fate of the whole world depends on it.
Oh, she's the last of her kind, isn't she? Well, as you saw, he's a very bright and cheerful character. More of a jester king than a fairy king, really. He's also the one who told me ahead of time that the Child of Prophecy would be coming here.
I see. Hopefully he just has keen instincts, but either way, it's probably better to squash annoying bugs like him at the first opportunity.
Oh, I just remembered. I should have my hands on one of those stories from the past you've been looking for soon. There aren't many fairies left to remember what things were like 2,000 years ago during the fairy era, but luckily I managed to track down a book of one of Camelot's Spanish librarians been keeping a secret for ages. It should be getting here soon. You know, I'm surprised you're so interested in our history, especially when it's completely different from proper human history. Is there something useful you're hoping to learn from our past?
But that's a false statement there, J6, because it's been established that Krishtaria had to literally experience what we experienced before, and he did it 7 times over in order for everybody else to be resurrected. So it had to have been during the epics of Remnants that the Lostbelts were being built, not during the Singularities, since the Singularities were a trial that had to be gone through in the first place.
Oh yes, absolutely. My objective is to find the demonic beasts that don't exist in proper human history, and put them to work for me. I'll have the ability to replicate fairy creatures of any size and shape and incorporate their data into my body. Though unfortunately I can only command up to 9 big ones at a time. I originally came to Britain to secure a 6th tail. But now I'm staying because I'm fascinated by the story of how Faerie Britain came to be. I'm only sorry if I unwittingly caused you to dip into your funds, Lady Marian. Oh, don't worry about that. I used to be quite an avid researcher myself before I became the Lord of Gloucester. I used to spend hours holed up in the library against my father's wishes, absorbed in the legends of Aesic. As a little bookworm, at least until the Queen left those barbarians torch the whole place. And then, are you going to revolt against the Queen once the Child of Prophecy has grown stronger? No way. The hope of all Fae folk? Britain's savior. Well, I never had high hopes for the Child of Prophecy to actually bring an end to Queen Morgan's reign. I won't deny that I've occasionally entertained the possibility, but now I find out she's nothing more than some pathetic common fairy. Her magical energy's average. She's neither especially beautiful nor large. She doesn't even have her own Fae domain. There's no way a fairy like that could possibly save anyone. I should have known the only one I can rely on is myself. It's a shame. I ended up letting Senji Uramatsu go after all the time I put into him. But as long as I have you helping me, I don't need the so-called Child of Prophecy at all. No, I think I'll just use Chaldea and the Child of Prophecy. Ideally, hoping that disgusting human mage actually manages to take down one of the Tamlin. If just one of them falls, there'll be nothing hold Knock Na Ruab back any longer. Queen Morgan, Knock Na Ruba, Child of Prophecy, and Soul. No matter who's left standing, I've got plenty of game pieces to play with.
Oberon was spying. That's the thing, though. Like, everything that happened before the Temple of Time, like Temple of Time and earlier, it's like an isolated timeline, you know? So, even if time passes differently, the singularities came before the Lostbelts were even possibly established. Heck, it's implied Shimosa was a prototype Lostbelt. Huh, damn it, Oberon, why'd you have to ruin our precious chance to speak with the head of another clan? Could have cut that tension with a knife. I understand why you're upset. I'll admit I behaved kind of childishly. But I'm not going to apologize. I only said what needed saying. I loved it, Oberon. It takes real guts to say something like that to the foxwoman's face. Well, maybe not guts so much as thick skin. Either way, it was impressive. You'll have to tell me some of the tales of your escapades later. I bet you got some real whoppers.
Are you sure we shouldn't be trying to at least apologize? I don't know about me, but Marion seemed like she was willing to help out Chaldea. Or at least Soul.
Oh, that makes... I mean, it makes sense. Like, literally, nothing but Chaldea existed because of Goetia. So, the Singularities and Chaldea were literally all that existed because of the incineration of humanity. So that's not terribly surprising. But even still, the Singularities couldn't have been made... The Lostbelts couldn't have been started until after the Singularities, because Chaldea itself existed outside of time, which meant that the corpses of the A-Team were also outside of time.
Oh, don't worry about that. Maria never had any intention of helping us out. Really?
Why is that?
All Marion wanted was some kind of military force that was neither the Queen nor the Child of Prophecy, something that belongs to Gloucester alone. She probably had her eye on Chaldea for that at first, but now that she's found a replacement, I see that I guess I'm pretty much useless here too.
Oh, there they are. Hey, wait up! You guys were with the Child of Prophecy, right? Where is she now? Is she gone? Did she already leave for the next city?
Of course she did. She's not going to stick around here, waiting for Woodwose's soldiers to come after her. Oh, I was really hoping to see her in person.
Not that I blame her. I mean, she is the Child of Prophecy.
Is there something I can do for her?
Well, that's okay. At least we can give you guys these gifts for her. It's not much, but please take it. We always believed the Child of Prophecy would appear someday, so we've been saving what we can for when the time came. We're sorry it's such a small change in cheap stuff like old clothes, stones, and tree roots. But this is everything we can do for her right now. I think it'll be at least some use. So please, make sure she gets it, okay?
Okay, I will. I think the Child of Prophecy will be thrilled to receive this.
Yeah? Yeah, we think so too. You guys make sure you keep her safe, okay? Wow, it's a small mountain of gifts. Can those metal arms of yours carry it all, Da Vinci?
Oh, of course. You have my word that I'll get everything back to the carriage, safe and sound. Well, that was nice, huh, Artoria? Sure, they may not have realized it was you. That was living proof that fairies in Gloucester are pinning their hopes on the Child of Prophecy. You're right. And with this many materials and magecraft goods, we won't have to worry about keeping Soul fed for some time.
Well, I wish we could have spent a night here to enjoy more of what Gloucester has to offer. The fact that the lower-class fairies here know about the auction incident now means the Queen's army must know about us, too. So I'm afraid we can't stay here much longer.
I guess that's true, but we still haven't found any new leads on MASH.
If Maureen here hasn't heard anything about her, then there aren't any leads on her to find. And since it means no one in Salisbury or Gloucester has seen her, our hands are tied for the moment. Let's not forget we also wanted for that ranch incident, so we have to be careful not to be anywhere on the Queen's soldiers are likely to nab us. So I think we should stop looking for her ourselves and head somewhere safe, at least for now. Would be suicide. Yes, it would. That goes for Salisbury, too. It's too dangerous right now. So instead, what if we keep looking for MASH via different means? You guys can lay low, and in the meantime, I'll go around to the different areas looking for information on her. Just because you guys can't look for her now doesn't mean I can't, after all. Give me 3 days, and I should be able to find out all the latest news in Britain. After that, we'll know where to go next. And where should we hide, though? Don't worry, I've already thought of that. In fact, you could say the land out here is why I thought to make this suggestion in the first place.
So we'll be camping out for a while then. We'll have to look for an out-of-the-way campsite. Don't worry. I'm great at pitching tents, and I can also put down different bound fields we need to keep the undesirables away.
Really? That's great to hear, but you won't need any of that this time around. Huh? Oh, now I see. Sorry to steal your thunder, Artoria. But we really need to play it safe here, so I'm afraid you'll have to wait for another time. Alright, let's get going to my secret base. See that forest over there past the western hill? That's the Welsh Forest. It's a place that's long been abandoned by fairies and humans alike, where old dried up things go to rest. Yeah, and it's the personal domain of yours truly. We're heading to Oberon's place. That was a shorter section. Well, that arrow was a shorter one. Still took 2 hours, though. Anyways, we got a Quartz, 3 Scales of Fantasy, 3 Pure Prisms, and 3 Hellfires of Wisdom. Okay, is the next act available? It is, and it's also Section 5, so I'm going to really quickly pause the recording here real quick. If you're watching this on YouTube, please be sure to tune in tomorrow for the next part. If you're on Twitch here, just wait a brief minute.